Okay, so this is going to be we'll be at part four of phase two of the My DC comic book universe or cinematic universe. Please go back and watch the past videos if you want more context, all the way back to phase one. I created a DC cinematic universe part one through five, and then meet us back here with phase two, part one through three, to hear part four. So for part one, we started off with War of the Gods part one, and then part two it was War of the Gods part two, and Fastest Man Alive, and then the last one was World Finest to Aquaman, Dawn the King to Wonder Woman, Outside of Time. To now this video, which will start off with the next movie in the movie slot, which is Black Adam. Movie will follow Black Adam and what he's been up to this whole time, protecting his country from protecting his country conduct from the creatures of Olympus. Black Adam covers so much ground in this movie. It will show him getting exhausted after every battle and after every kill, showing even gods need rest. The main villain will be Athena, Hercules, who's returned from banishment, and Aphrodite, who would first show as a romantic interest in Adam, but would eventually betray him to Zeus. Zeus would send his forces of conduct, with Hercules leading them. Adam fights back against the whole army, getting more mad and more weak and exhausted. Hercules versus Black Adam begins, leading to Hercules' death. Zeus, impressed by Adam, offers an alliance. You join me, and Olympus, you will keep your nation plus other lands to conquer. Adam's response to this proposal: I'd rather die with my country than leave it under the rule of a coward. Zeus's response: Then die you shall. Zeus says before throwing a lightning bolt straight through his chest, killing Black Adam slowly. Zeus flees the scene as Conduct falls to Zeus's army. The end credit scene shows Batman and Superman watching the news revealing Conduct has fallen, along with their monarch, Black Adam. Batman drops his head and Kal checks on the other heroes. John Stewart readies himself for war. Diana's mind has been restored by Martian Manhunter. Arthur returns to Atlantis to a hero's welcome and sees his half brother Orb was placed as the new king since Arthur has been gone, with Mira now with child, and he reveals the father, King Orb, his half brother. And that's the end of the Black Adam movie. Again, similar to Wonder Woman and the Aquaman movie, I want this movie purely on Black Adam and what he's been up to this whole entire phase up until Zeus enters his nation. At first, it will be Aphrodite who's going to play the role as kind of a protester to Zeus's and all these gods, trying to take over Earth, etc., etc. She would show up to Black Adam like that, but it was all part of Zeus's plan to ease her way to weaken Black Adam more, because Black Adam at full strength, Black Adam rested, is quite a bigger problem for Zeus. So we're going to lead on to the next movie in the phase, which is a little bit of a longer one. Green Lantern 4, Fear. Hal, Jordan, Kilowog, and Chip and other Lanterns have returned to Oa after the events of Justice League War of the Gods Part 1. Go back and watch that video. They return to the Guardians and the rest of the Lantern Corps. The whole movie is spent on Hal and his fellow Lanterns rebuilding their planet, while still patrolling the galaxy. Hal is overwhelmed by the amount of work they all need to do. Sinestro attempts to give Hal advice on stress and perhaps he may be feeling trauma from his war with the gods and how much is affecting him. Hal heard him out but still can't wrap his head around his trauma. On one night, Hal One night, as Hal is patrolling the galaxy, he is ambushed by a clan of Red Lanterns. The fight takes them to an unknown planet, even unknown to the Ring's knowledge. Hal escapes to regroup from the Red Lanterns, but finds a yellow crystal. His ring scans it, revealing it to be an equal power to the will and rage rings. He taps he taps it once, causing a yellow crystal to go through his memories and connects to Hal, showing he is worthy of the power of fear. Hal is corrupted by this yellow crystal, then turns his ring yellow, and he begins to murder the whole entire squadron of Red Lanterns. Hal would return to Oa and unleashes an attack on the Guardians. The Guardians reveals to Sinestro and the other Lanterns Hal's grief and trauma from his war on Earth has manifested his willpower into fear. Movie leads to a fight between Hal, who now calls himself Parallax, versus Sinestro, Kilowog, Chip, and Tomar-Re. Hal would be pushed to kill Tomar-Re, destroying his ring and throwing him into deep space. This angers Kilowog, understanding Hal is truly gone. Chip loses an eye in this fight, and before Hal can kill Kilowog, Sinestro beats him down. Hal will fall back, taking advantage of Sinestro, holding back from killing him. Movie ends with Sinestro feeling disappointed in the Guardians, because once again they have failed to protect their own lanterns. He leaves, leaving Kilowog as the new leader of the Green Lantern Corps. The end credit scene shows Sinestro finding Hal in a cave on that same abandoned planet from earlier in the movie. He comforts Hal and tells him, "Let's cleanse this galaxy together." And that is the end of Green Lantern 4. Kind of similar of what this whole theme for, having these characters stand much more alone in their own movies. This one is kind of going to fall. It's kind of going to cause, how Jordan's. It's going to show how Jordan's fall from grace, because he's been kind of this Green Lantern leader and and hero of not only Oa but Earth, but now because of his whole runnings with the gods in War of the Gods Part 1, he's falling deeper and deeper and deeper back into his trauma, etc., etc., and this yellow crystal ring kind of enhances that, which causes him to become the Yellow Lantern of Fear. We can go ahead and move on to the next movie. It will be the last movie because this is a much more longer one, which is Absolute Justice. Another very expensive movie. We return back to Earth with the heroes. Wally West, John Stewart, Kal-El, Diana Prince, Nightwing, Martian Manhunter, and Batman. John and Diana have gotten closer due to him helping guide her to regain her mind and her memories back. She has not returned to Themyscira due to her sister abandoning Man's World after the loss of their sister Diana, because they thought she was dead, but she's just been stuck in another timeline. John comforts her, Martian Manhunter, comforts her that she must return to them and liberate them, especially once they defeat Zeus. Arthur returns, letting the heroes know Atlantis awaits the call for their final stand against Zeus. Diana notices something different with Arthur. They share their stories of what they had to do to survive, pretty much trauma bonding. Arthur also shows the fact his wife Mira is now with his brother due to becoming closer with Arthur when Arthur was gone. And now they have a child. Diana gives her sympathy and understands what it's like loving one who doesn't share the same compassion, revealing her feelings for Arthur. They both share a kiss. Batman assembles them and explains the plan to distract Athena while sending an all-out assault on Zeus. King Orb, the Shazam family, with Aquaman and Wonder Woman, distract Athena, while Superman, John Stewart, and Martian Manhunter will hold off Zeus, while Batman, Wally West, and Dick Grayson work on opening the portal to send them back where they came from. The heroes the heroes do just that, with Aquaman and Wonder Woman fending off Athena. Athena fights the heroes to a stalemate until Aquaman accesses the Earth's oceans and blood from Athena's fallen troops for an epic hit to Athena, causing her to bleed. And Wonder Woman comes with a killing blow with the God Killer sword, ending the goddess forever. With Zeus, with the Zeus fight, Kyle, John Stewart, and Martian Manhunter try their best, but the god beats them down. Before Zeus can finish off Martian Manhunter, Diana, Arthur, and the other heroes join the fight for an all-out assault on Zeus. Zeus gets overwhelmed, but continues to stand his ground. Bruce, Dick, and Wally complete the opening of the portal. The heroes punch and beat Zeus down, sending him back to Olympus. The war is finally won. Cal finds Lois Lane, and she begins to have hard eyes for him. Diana and Arthur return to their people, leaving each other with a huge kiss. Mira, seeing this, by the way. John Stewart flies through the sky in relief and a new feeling of hope. But he notices his ring is turning blue, as well as his green suit turns blue. Bruce and Dick welcome Wally West to the Justice League, giving him his new superhero name, The Flash. Wally runs back to Artemis, hugging and kissing. Dick and Bruce have dinner with Alfred, and there's a ring at the door. Alfred opens it to see a teenage kid with tears in his eyes. "My name is Jason. I'm looking for Bruce Wayne." The kid falls unconscious. The Shazam family are back in their kid forms, having dinner with their foster parents, hugging each other and thankful for each other. John goes back to the Daily Planet as the Chief again. Martian Manhunter disguises himself as the Chief. And he sees Lois and Clark together. Clark smiles at John. The end credit scene. Lex Luthor lifts weights and watches the news from prison, with the whole world congratulating and praising the Justice League. He looks in disgust and punches the TV, destroying it. A man with green hair and white skin walks up slowly and laughing in his ear and face. Now that's a punchline. Ha 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 ha. And that is the end of Absolute Justice. A lot's happened in this one. Again, this will be a little more expensive movie. Like, come on, bro. Look how many heroes is lined up. This will be a very expensive movie. At least $500 million. But how are we feeling? How are we feeling with phase 2 so far? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Like it up and share it to all your DC fandom. And I will see you guys in the next one.